Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. For today's video, we're gonna go ahead and be doing a fill on this set. I've had this set on for a month and 2 weeks. I know I didn't upload this video or tutorial of this set in particular, but I do have it up on my TikTok if you guys are interested. But I mean, look at that retention. There's no lifting. All my jewels are intact as well. Here's how that looks in that top coat. Super glossy. Here's the underside. On the other hand, here we do have some lifting on the sides. My nails have a very strong C curve, you guys. I'm showing you guys that. And on the sides, since they have a strong C curve, often they will start lifting away from the nail tip itself. So we're just gonna go ahead and be cleaning up the underside of my natural nails, just removing any length there that is showing. Alright, so now let's grab our e-file. We're gonna go in and use this safety ceramic bit here. This bit is perfect for this. Here's how it looks. And so we're going to go in and turn our e-file at 4 and 6 RPMs. I mean 5 RPMs. But I do recommend to actually go way higher than this. I definitely recommend maybe 15. I ended up turning it to 15 later on just because I felt like it was just way too slow and it wasn't cutting it for me, you know. So I did end up turning it higher later on. So we're just going to go in and gently just kind of use this bit to cut our natural nail length off. Just going very gentle. It's very gentle, very easy to do, to be honest. You guys can see my nails, the nail glue and the nail tip. But yeah, very simple. That's how we're going to go ahead and continue doing this to each and every single nail. Also, ensure you remove any dust so you're able to see what you're working on very well. You can see there the gel, the nail tip, and here's a bit of my natural nail still. So we're just going to continue doing that. Here's how the underside now looks. Now next we're going to go in and remove charms. This is the part that I dread the most just because it's a hassle, to be honest. This is the only one that I actually didn't really struggle prying off. Here you can see not too bad, but for the rest I tried so hard. Literally it took almost 15 minutes just trying to get them off just using nippers. I did not want to draw them off, but eventually I had to just go in with my e-file. Here, this charm in particular is the one that I actually struggled the most. It's a lot bigger than the rest of them, so obviously I kind of knew I was going to struggle. I always make sure that there's no little crevices or any opening for any hair to snag or my clothing, which is why I knew that I was going to struggle a bit, but it's okay. So we're going to go in with this fine ceramic bit. Turn your e-file to forward at 12 RPMs. You want to make sure you could use a higher speed so you're just able to get underneath that rhinestone glue. And using the pointy end, just go ahead and create a little pocket opening. You kind of just want to break that seal in between the charm there, so you're able to pry it off very gently. Make sure you break that seal. Once you've done that, grab your nippers and gently pry it off and remove any excess rhinestone glue. You guys can see. Now I went ahead and did that to each and every single nail. And just look at how much product I had to remove on the pinky just to get that charm off. I removed about 75% product. There you guys can see how thin my nail is. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the septum jewelry. And all you do is twist it and it comes off in the little balls in here. So I'm going to be using this safety extra fine bit forward at 12 RPMs. Actually, let's do 15. So mainly for a fill, usually it's recommended to just remove about only the color, right? But for this set, I didn't want to paint my nails white. I instead wanted to actually use polygel. So we do want that white to be very opaque. So I'm actually going to remove a lot more product than usual, which is going to be about 70 to 80%. Here I'm just removing color, but I will be removing a lot more. I did speed this up just because the process is just very self-explanatory, and I felt like I was taking way too long kind of just even removing that color there, or the gel polish design there. Here's how the nail now looks. We're just going to go a little bit more at the cuticle, and now we're going to go in and remove lifting. this nail was half broken. Do you guys see that? It's crazy, but the nails were still intact and they were on. Look at all that lifting, but somehow the nails do not lift at the cuticle, which means my cuticles were very sealed, which is insane and crazy. But I mean, look at that retention. Here we have a little bit less lifting, but we do have some here at the corners there, so we're just gonna go in and remove that as well. Here's how it looks. This nail has a lot more lifting as well, but again, they just do not lift at the cuticle. I don't know how that works. So now we're gonna go in and start by gently pushing back our cuticles. I know like it looks like I'm being a little bit rough there, but it's very gentle. It's just that the video is sped up. I try to keep my videos to a minimum. So here we're gonna redo this now entirely just because there's just too much lifting. So some of them we are just gonna go in and just do a full fresh one. So now we're gonna go in and use our e-file, and I'm using this extra fine cone bit. We're gonna use our e-file 4 to 9 RPMs, and I recommend this bit. It's very safe for the natural nails. I feel it comes off very gently. I mean, look at that lifting, it's gone. It's very gentle. Again, it's extra fine, and it just does the job super well. This is probably my favorite bit of all time. Like, this is one that I do recommend. If you're starting out, just buy this one. It just saves you so much time. Next, we're going to be using our flame bit. We're going to start on our cuticle work, and I always suggest, again, dividing the nail in half, and you're going to work from the center outwards towards the left. You're just going to lift that cuticle up, remove any of that. Again, I'm dividing it in half, center outwards towards the left. Very gentle. It's fine flame bit. And now we're going to go in and do that to the other side. So we're going to go in reverse now, 10 RPMs again, divide it in half, and now we're going to go from the center outwards towards the right now. Continue doing this to each and every single nail, and honestly, this just works perfect. Always make sure, again, you're removing any dust so you're able to actually see what you're working on. It's a very gentle and very easy to do. Next, we're going to go in and use this fine sanding band forward at 9 RPMs, and we're just going to remove any shine from our natural nails. Be very gentle and make sure never stopping your e-file at a certain place for too long. Just keep it going from one direction. And here I just trimmed this little excess skin here. I always do that. This is just up to your preference. I was a little bit struggling here, but yeah, after that, that's basically all that I do for my cuticle work. Now for my nail tips, I'm going to go in and etch the underside always just to get better adhesion. These are going to be my main bases for my prep, my base coat, my dehydrator, and my primer. I'm going to start off with my dehydrator. I'm going to be applying 2 coats in between each coat. I am letting it air dry for about a minute or so. Then here for my primer, I do kind of etch it into my natural nail, if that makes sense, kind of just scrubbing that on. 2 coats as well. It's by Model 1s. Here's the others. My hand, I've already finished my application. And then lastly, we're going to go in with a thin layer of base coat and curing it for 60 seconds. The base coat I'm using is by Makartt. My favorite polygel that I always recommend is by Rosalind. We're going to be using this lampful polygel brush, 90% isopropyl alcohol into my little dapping dish. Make sure you submerge your brush in there at the beginning just for a bit, and we're just going to start our application. I'm pushing that back towards the cuticle area. Then we work on our little side walls here. I did speed up my application. Usually I do not, but I felt like I have so many videos of me explaining my application, how to build the apex, so many, and I feel like mainly this video is just for design. So we'll be linking a video below if you guys want me to kind of do it in real time. If you guys want me to show you guys that, I will be having it below. I went ahead and cure that for 60 seconds just because white polygel in particular sometimes doesn't cure the best if you cure for 30. So I do recommend to always cure for 60. I went in with the second coat, same thing, we're just going in. This nail did have to be a lot thicker just because it curves downwards, so we do have to rebalance this nail. I forgot to mention that, but yeah. So it is going to be a little bit thicker. Removing the excess there, and then again cure for 60 seconds. This is the one that I did a fill on, and this is the one that we're going to be doing a full nail tip, redoing it all over. Remove that shine from the nail tip and just blend it to your natural nails, just like so. Then we're going to go ahead and flatten them out just because I hate that C curve. using a straight edge nail clipper, just go ahead and trim the sides. I feel like if you leave them just like this, the nails tend to look wider, so just do this. Honestly, it just kind of helps give you that tapered square look, just like so. I'm gonna do that to the other one. I flatten it out first, and then again just trimming the sides there. Then just go ahead and cut them to the length that you prefer. I did do these a lot longer than usual, but I was still very happy with them. I feel like next time I'm gonna go even longer. But here I'm going in with my dehydrator 2 coats, my primer, again just kind of scrub that into the nail, and then my base coat. Then go ahead and do a full cure of 60 seconds. Once you're done with that, we're going to go in with our first layer of polygel. We're going to push that gently back towards the cuticles and towards the sidewalls. Make sure it's very even. The first coat, it always has to be very even. The second one, you're kind of placing a little bit more on the natural nails where the natural nail is. You're placing a lot more polygel there just to build that apex. Just something to keep in mind. And obviously the free edge is usually going to be the part where it's going to be thinner. You guys can see there's a lot more polygel at the cuticle or where my natural nail is, just because we need to build that apex. We're just going to go ahead and kind of pull the polygel towards the free edge to gently kind of get that excess away, because we do have a little bit of excess. I didn't show me removing it, I believe, but just a very tiny bit. Then we're going to go in and then cure for 60 seconds, and that is it for our application. Now it does have a very strong tacky layer, so make sure you go in, use some isopropyl alcohol, and just cleanse the nails. And look at how beautiful these nails now look. Now we're going to go in our file our nails to perfection. We're going to be doing a tapered square. So now we're going to use a sanding band, but these are a lot smaller, but there are also 240 grits, which is fine. And we're going to be using the little small one. And we do have to kind of do it very, very gentle. I'm going at 4 and 6 RPMs, and I'm showing you guys how I'm going to place my mandrel bit. You guys saw that? I can't really show me doing it, so I did demonstrate at the beginning how I'm placing my bit. And we're just going to do this moon cut. And just this gives a tapered square a really, really nice look. If you keep that straight edge on your tapered square, I don't know about that. I tried it before and I felt like I didn't really like tapered square when I just did them just like that, you know, straight at the free edge. So just give me this little extra touch. Just look at the difference. The first two ones I already did and the other ones I didn't, and you can see the difference so much. And I'm going to go in and just very gently buff away any imperfections, any scratches on the nails, then remove any dust, and we're basically done with our filing. Look at how beautiful these look, just like this. Now time to finally decorate our charms and all the rest of the stuff. So first we're going to be going in with our Born Pretty Super Top Coat. I'm going to go in and just apply it halfway towards the nail to kind of do an ombre. Now at the free edge, you are going to go in and kind of do a little more harshly, rubbing that chrome very well. And where you want your ombre transition to be, instead of rubbing it in, you're just going to go ahead and use your eyeshadow brush to kind of just tap that chrome in, and that is going to give you the flawless ombre chrome transition. Then we're going to go in with our brush, remove any excess chrome, and then we're just going to go ahead and top coat the nail once more. Here we're going to be using the smaller one's top coat now, and I'm applying a very nice amount all over the nail. We're going to be doing that to each and every single nail. depending on the top coat that you use and how much you cure it, here's the look that it's going to give you. Here you guys can see on this end, this one is a lot more shimmery, and that is the one that I want. The other one isn't, and the one that I wanted is a shimmery, so we did use model ones, and I cured it for 35 seconds. Then we're just going to go in and rub that in very well to each and every single nail. Then for the ones that we have a pearl metallic kind of ombre transition going on, just rub it in, and where you want the transition instead, just tap it in, and it's just going to give you that flawless ombre transition. You guys can see that. Super pretty and very easy to do. It kind of looks a little complicated, but honestly doing it, it's not so hard. And we're just going to remove any excess, and now we're ready to go in and apply our charms, which is my favorite to do. So first I'm going to go in and top coat this nail. We're just going to go in with our charms. I've set up everything basically on my little cute plates that I love to use. We're going to be using this heart charm here and some pearls and some metallic little balls. So first I'm grabbing my charm, and we're going to go in with my ballerina top coat. This is my favorite top coat to use. You guys saw it stays glossy for a long time. Unfortunately, I feel like they discontinued their brand. I'm not too sure, but this one is the rhinestone glue that I use. It's by Makartt. I usually place my rhinestone glue under my charm first, and I'm showing you guys here my Painted Desert Sidewinder lamp. It's portable, rechargeable, and flexible, and this is what I use to kind of flash cure and place my charms. Highly recommend to get this one, especially if you do gel-X as well. And then I'm going to go in with one layer of my ballerina top coat, very thin, and we're not going to cure again. Like I mentioned, we're going to go in and apply our little balls. I'm doing one of this one and 2 pearls. Then at the center there, we're going to go in and apply our little heart charm. Here's how it looks. Once you got your placement down, go ahead and flash cure it into place. I was doing this at 1 a.m. and I ended up doing it corroded, and I felt so bad because I ended up doing this now all over again. So here I'm going to go in and just outline the entire nail using this rhinestone glue. It is no wipe, and it does have that needle point there, so it helps so much. And I'm going to go ahead and cure this for 35 seconds. Once you're done with that, we're going to go in with our metallic chrome, rub that in very well, and then remove any excess. I did want a softer metallic chrome, so that is why I'm using clear. We don't want it to be too harsh. And now on the pinky, we're going to do the same exact thing, just outline the entire pinky. Make sure you're kind of moving a little bit messy, so it creates that sort of messy look. And then again, cure for 35, and then rub that chrome, and then remove any excess. We're going to go ahead and get ready to apply some more charms. And for my top coat, again, I'm going to be using my ballerina, but I'm using my Model 1's top coat brush to apply that on, just because I don't want to contaminate my main top coat. Here I'm going to be using some sticky tabs, usually used for press-ons. And since this charm has like a little charm itself, you want to go ahead and make sure that the charm kind of just moves just like this. I know you guys can hear that. So I went ahead and placed that, and I kind of just applied the little part that dangles onto the little sticky tab there. And then here we're going to go in and apply our rhinestone glue on the underside of our charms here. Apply some top coat, and before curing, go ahead and place your charm there. Flash cure into place, and then do a full cure of 60 seconds. Same thing here, apply your top coat, place your charm without curing the top coat, flash cure into place, then do a full cure of 60 seconds. And now I'm going to go ahead and remove the little dangle there, and remove any of that sticky little tab there. Perfect, just remove that. This one was a little bit more harder to remove, but yeah, look how this looks, and they still move. Here we're going to go in and seal our charms here. Go ahead and just gently get into the little crevices there. This helps ensure that no hair gets stuck, it doesn't get stuck on your clothing, anything like that. But yeah, here I'm going to go in and apply some top coat, apply some charms. I did a star there. So here we're going to go ahead and grab our chain, and we're going to be using these nail clippers to kind of cut away any excess. Here I'm first measuring that out, how much I will need. Then using our nail clippers, just go ahead and trim that extra length away. Then we're going to go in and top coat our nail. Before top coating our nail, make sure you do not cure this just yet. Apply it directly, the chain, onto the web top coat. If you have any excess, just trim that away. And then we're going to apply this little planet charm here, and then do a flash cure, then a full cure of 60 seconds. Alright everybody, that was it for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's set. Let me know which charm was your favorite, which nail was your favorite. This set was a lot more simple than what I usually go for, but overall I was actually really happy with it. It also is giving bridal. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys all so much for joining me today.